press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello children, subject social science, topic the important dynasties of South India. Okay, in this class class 6th, in this class we study about Rashtrakutas, the important dynasty of South India, that is Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakutas also very important dynasty of South India. Okay, they ruled South India. When Chalukya Empire was declined, okay, when Chalukya Empire declined, what happened children? Rashtrakutas, they ruled in South India. Okay, the Rashtrakutas became the rulers of South India. When Chalukya Empire declined, what happened in South India children? The Rashtrakutas, they ruled in South India. After the Chalukyas, the Rashtrakutas became the rulers of South India. Okay, the word Rashtrakutas bring the memory of Kaviraja Marga. Rashtrakuta means we remember Kaviraja Marga, Pampa and Kailasanatha temple of Ellora. Isn't it children? Kaviraja Marga. Kaviraja Marga. What is this children? Kaviraja Marga. Kaviraja Marga, this is the first available book in Kannada. Which is the first book in Kannada children? Kaviraja Marga. It is the first Kannada book. It is first book available in Kannada. Okay. And then in last period we have come across it while studying Durvinita of Gangas, isn't it? It is a book of criticism. It was written 1200 years ago during the region of Amoghavarsha Nrupatunga. When Amoghavarsha Nrupatunga ruled in this dynasty, in the period of Amoghavarsha Nrupatunga, it was written. Okay, it was written by Sri Vijaya. Who wrote this book children? Sri Vijaya. Sri Vijaya wrote Kaviraja Marga. This is the oldest Kannada literary work. Okay, which is the oldest Kannada literary work children till today? Kaviraja Marga. Okay, Kaviraja Marga is the first available book in Kannada. Who wrote this? Sri Vijaya. Sri Vijaya. It was written by Sri Vijaya. Okay, listen here. Next we remember Pampa. Pampa poet. Okay, Pampa is a great Kannada poet. Who was he children? He was a great Kannada poet. Pampa was a great Kannada poet. Okay, listen here. Pampa, Kaviraja Marga is the first book in Kannada. Okay, it is available in Kannada. And then we see here Pampa. He was a great Kannada poet. Okay, he wrote epic poetry in Kannada. Who wrote epic poetry in Kannada children? Pampa. Pampa wrote epic poetry in Kannada of the first time. He is called Adi Kavi. Who is called Adi Kavi? Pampa is called Adi Kavi. Adi Kavi means what children? The first poet. Adi Kavi means first poet. He is called Adi Kavi of Kannada. Okay. The poetries written before Pampa are not yet available. Okay. Pampa was in the court of Rashtrakutas. Okay. Pampa was in the court of Arikesari of Vemulavada. Arikesari sheltered the Pampa poet. Okay, Pampa stay in Arikesari's court. Pampa was in the court of Arikesari. Okay, Arikesari was a feudal king. Arikesari was a feudal king of Rashtrakutas. Pampa has written two famous poems, namely Adipurana and Vikramarjuna Vijaya. Understood children? Once again, Pampa wrote two famous poems. First one is Adipurana and another one is Vikramarjuna Vijaya. Vikramarjuna Vijaya is also called Pampa Bharata. Vikramarjuna Vijaya also called Pampa Bharata. and narrates the story of Mahabharata. This has influenced the other poets very much. Okay, Ponna, who belonged to the same period, is also famous poet of Kannada literature. Who, children? Ponna. Okay. Next, Ellora and Elephant. Ellora and Elephanta. Ellora and Elephanta, the Kailasa temple of Ellora. Ellora is built by cutting 100 feet tall single rock. It is very beautiful and it is very famous, children. The Kailasa temple of Ellora is built by cutting 100 feet tall single rock. Okay, 100 feet tall single rock, cut and create Ellora. Okay, the Kailasa temple of Ellora, built by cutting 100 feet tall single rock. Krishna first, a Rashtrakuta king, built it. Who built the Kailasanatha temple? The Kailasa temple, children? Krishna first. Krishna first built this temple. Okay, it is by cutting 100 feet tall single rock. We cannot single rock and built the Kailasa temple. Who built this temple? Krishna first built temple. Which temple? Kailasa temple. Okay, and then we cannot see such a wonderful architecture anywhere, children, else in the world. It is a feast. It is a feast to eyes. Among the statues there, Ravana lifting the Kailasanatha, Ravana lifting Kailasa Parvata is very beautiful. Okay, here we see Ravana lifting the Kailasa Parvata is very beautiful. Many parts of present Maharashtra belong to Rashtrakuta Empire. Ellora and Elephanta caves are in Maharashtra. Okay, we can see the grandeur of Rashtrakuta sculpture in Elephanta cave temple. Elephanta is a small island near Mumbai port where one can see the huge and wonderful statue of three-faced Mahesha Murti. Understood, children? Once again listen here. In Rashtrakuta period, we see Elephanta cave temple. Elephanta is a small island. Elephanta is a small island near Mumbai port. Okay, when one can see the huge and wonderful statue of three-faced Mahesha Murti. It is very beautiful. Okay. Famous king of this dynasty in Rashtrakutas. Who, children? Dhruva. Dhruva is the first king of this dynasty. Who is the first king of this dynasty? Dhruva was the first king of this dynasty or Rashtrakutas. He made a conquest over North India and then his son was Govinda III became the ruler of this dynasty, and then Govinda III is the famous among the Rashtrakutas. He was very famous king of this dynasty. He had mastered complete South India. He expanded his military power till the valleys of Himalayas. Okay, Himalaya. His achievements are mentioned in the inscription of that time. It is mentioned that his war elephants tasted the water of river Ganga. Okay, it is mentioned that his war elephants tasted the water of river Ganga. It means he expanded his kingdom. Amoghavasha Nrupatunga, and then we see Amoghavasha Nrupatunga. He was also very famous and very strong king of this dynasty. Okay, he was the son of Govinda III. Amoghavasha Nrupatunga, he was the son of Govinda III. He was coronated when he was only 14 years. He became the king of this dynasty when he was only 13 years old. Okay, Amoghavasha Nrupatunga, when he was became the king of this dynasty, he was only 13 years old. He ruled for more than 60 years. Okay, he himself was a great scholar. And he had Sri Vijaya, another scholar also in his court. Okay, Nrupatunga was much interested in the welfare of his subjects. It means people. Okay, he very care about his people. Nrupatunga, Amoghavasha Nrupatunga, he was interested in the welfare of his subjects or people. He built Manekheta. Manekheta was the capital of Rashtrakutas. Manyakheta was the capital of Manyakheta was the capital of Rashtrakutas. Which was the capital of Rashtrakutas? Manyakheta. Manyakheta was the capital of Rashtrakutas. Okay. It is present in Malakheda of Kalburgi district. He built Manyakheta city. Who built this city, children? Amoghavasha Nrupatunga. He built Manyakheta city, and it is became the capital of Rashtrakutas. Okay, a traveler or a foreigner from Arabia, he visited the Amoghavasha Nrupatunga's court. His name was Sulaiman. Okay, he was a foreigner. He was came from Arabia. A traveler from Arabia, Sulaiman. He described that Rashtrakuta Empire was one of the four large empires of the world. Okay, the remaining are Roman Empire, Arab Empire, and Chinese Empire. Fourth one is Rashtrakuta Empire. Who described this, children? Sulaiman. He was a traveler from Arabia. Okay, and then Krishna III. After Amoghavasha Nrupatunga, we see Krishna III. During the region of Krishna III, the Rashtrakuta Empire attained a very important position in Indian politics. Okay, Krishna defeated the Cholas and expand his kingdom till Rameshwaram. Okay, he expand his kingdom or empire till Rameshwaram. There he built a pillar of success and he built temple also. He defeated Pandyas and Cheras. Who defeated? Krishna III. He defeated the Pandyas and Cheras. He collected tribute from these kings. He collected tribute from the king of Simhala. Okay, he did his conquest even in North India. A famous poet called Ponna was given shelter by Krishna. Krishna sheltered Ponna poet also. Okay. After Krishna III, the Rashtrakuta Empire started decline. Okay, next we study about religion of the Rashtrakutas. Okay, Rashtrakutas were Vedics. Okay, they followed the Vedic religion, and then they followed Shaiva, and Rashtrakutas were Vaidikas, and they followed Shaiva and Vaishnava trends also. Inscription give information about Rashtrakuta kings giving donations to Buddhism at Kanheri. Even Jainism was very popular at that time. Amoghavasha encouraged Jainism very much because Rashtrakutas had trade relations with the Arab. Islam religion was popular in coastal areas. Rashtrakutas appointed Muslim officers in their court. It shows they had the religious tolerance, isn't it? Religious tolerance was maintained by the Rashtrakutas. Okay, see here, Rashtrakutaru andre Chalukyara ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯ ಆಳಿದ ನಂತರ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನತಿ ಹೊಂದಿದ ನಂತರ ಈ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ತಮ್ಮ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರು ಎಂದಾಕ್ಷಣ ನಮಗೆ ನೆನಪಿಗೆ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದು? ಕವಿರಾಜ ಮಾರ್ಗ, ಆದಿಕವಿ ಪಂಪ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲೋರದ ಕೈಲಾಸ ದೇವಾಲಯ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಕವಿರಾಜ ಮಾರ್ಗ ಏನಿದು? ಇದು ಕನ್ನಡದ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಉಪಲಬ್ಧ ಗ್ರಂಥ ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ಈ ಮೊದಲು ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಗಂಗರ ದುರ್ವಿನೀತನ ಕುರಿತು ಓದುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಹೌದು ತಾನೆ? ಸೊ ಕವಿರಾಜ ಮಾರ್ಗ ಏನದು? ಇದು ಕನ್ನಡದ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಉಪಲಬ್ಧ ಗ್ರಂಥ. ಈ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಲಕ್ಷಣ ಗ್ರಂಥ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಅಮೋಘವಶ ನೃಪತುಂಗನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ 1200 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇದರ ರಚನೆಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ರಚಿಸಿದವರು ಯಾರು? ಶ್ರೀ ವಿಜಯ. ಕವಿರಾಜ ಮಾರ್ಗವನ್ನು ರಚಿಸಿದವನು ಶ್ರೀ ವಿಜಯ. ಈವರೆಗೆ ದೊರೆತಿರುವ ಕನ್ನಡ ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರಾಚೀನವಾಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಲಕ್ಷಣ ಗ್ರಂಥ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಭಾಷೆ, ಶೈಲಿ, ಛಂದಸ್ಸು ಮುಂತಾದ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳನ್ನು ವಿವರಿಸುವ ಗ್ರಂಥ. ಅದು ಕವಿರಾಜ ಮಾರ್ಗ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಪಂಪನು ಕನ್ನಡದ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಕವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಇವನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಮಹಾಕಾವ್ಯ ರಚಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾರು? ಪಂಪ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಮಹಾಕಾವ್ಯ ರಚಿಸಿದನು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಪಂಪನನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಕನ್ನಡದ ಆದಿಕವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕನ್ನಡದ ಆದಿಕವಿ ಯಾರು ಹಾಗಾದರೆ? ಪಂಪನನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡದ ಆದಿಕವಿ ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪಂಪನಿಗೂ ಮೊದಲು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ರಚನೆಯಾಗಿರುವ ಕಾವ್ಯಗಳು ಈವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ದೊರಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಪಂಪನು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಮಾಂಡಲಿಕನಾದ ವೇಮುಲವಾಡದ ಅರಿಕೇಸರಿಯ ಆಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದಿಪುರಾಣ ಮತ್ತು ವಿಕ್ರಮಾರ್ಜುನ ವಿಜಯ ಪಂಪನ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಮಹಾಕಾವ್ಯಗಳು. ಪಂಪನ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಮಹಾಕಾವ್ಯಗಳು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು? ಆದಿಪುರಾಣ ಮತ್ತು ವಿಕ್ರಮಾರ್ಜುನ ವಿಜಯ. ಇವು ಪಂಪನ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಮಹಾಕಾವ್ಯಗಳು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಮಹಾಭಾರತದ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ನಿರೂಪಿಸಿರುವ ವಿಕ್ರಮಾರ್ಜುನ ವಿಜಯಕ್ಕೆ ಪಂಪ ಭಾರತ, ಮಹಾಭಾರತದ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ನಿರೂಪಿಸಿರುವ ವಿಕ್ರಮಾರ್ಜುನ ವಿಜಯಕ್ಕೆ ಪಂಪ ಭಾರತ ಎಂಬ ಹೆಸರು ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಕನ್ನಡದ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಕವಿಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಪಂಪ ಬೀರಿರುವ ಪ್ರಭಾವ ತುಂಬ ಅಪಾರವಾಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಇದೇ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದ ಪೊನ್ನ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬ ಮಹಾಕವಿ. ಪೊನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಇದೇ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದಂತಹ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬ ಮಹಾಕವಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೋರ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ. ಎಲ್ಲೋರದ ಕೈಲಾಸ ದೇವಾಲಯವು 100 ಅಡಿ ಎತ್ತರದ ಬಂಡೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊರೆದು ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತಹ ಏಕಶಿಲಾ ಮಂದಿರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾವುದು? ಎಲ್ಲೋರದ ಕೈಲಾಸ ದೇವಾಲಯವನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ 100 ಅಡಿ ಎತ್ತರದ ಬಂಡೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊರೆದು ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಏಕಶಿಲಾ ಮಂದಿರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾವುದದು? ಕೈಲಾಸ ದೇವಾಲಯ. ಇದನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಿಸಿದ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟ ಅರಸ ವಂದನೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣನಿಗೆ ಸಲ್ಲುತ್ತೆ. ವಂದನೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲೋರ ಕೈಲಾಸ ದೇವಾಲಯವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂತಹ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ವಾಸ್ತುಶಿಲ್ಪವನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಮೂರ್ತಿಶಿಲ್ಪ ವೈಭವವನ್ನು ನೋಡುವುದೇ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೊಂದು ಹಬ್ಬದ ಥರ. ಮೂರ್ತಿಶಿಲ್ಪಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ರಾವಣನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ? ಕೈಲಾಸ ಪರ್ವತವನ್ನು ಎತ್ತುವ ಕಥಾ ಸಂಗ್ರಹವು ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ರಮಣೀಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಬಹುದು. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ಬಹುಭಾಗಗಳು ಸೇರಿದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲೋರ ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೆ. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಮೂರ್ತಿಶಿಲ್ಪ ಕಲಾ ವೈಭವವನ್ನು ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ ಗುಹಾಲಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಬಹುದು. ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ ಮುಂಬೈ ಬಂದರಿನ ಸಮೀಪದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಒಂದು ಪುಟ್ಟ ದ್ವೀಪ. ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಭಾರೀ ಗಾತ್ರದ 3 ಮುಖವುಳ್ಳ ಮಹೇಶ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ತುಂಬ ವಿಸ್ಮಯಕರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧ ದೊರೆಗಳು ಯಾರು? ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧ ದೊರೆ ಯಾರು? ಧ್ರುವ. ಓಕೆ, ಉತ್ತರ ಭಾರತದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ದಂಡಯಾತ್ರೆಯನ್ನು ಇವನು ಕೈಗೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನ ಮಗನೇ 3ನೇ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ಓಕೆ, 3ನೇ ಗೋವಿಂದನು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತಿ ಗಣ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಮಹತ್ ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಇವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ? ಇವನು ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಭಾರತದ ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆ ಪ್ರಭುತ್ವವನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಮುಂದೆ ಹಿಮಾಲಯದ ತಪ್ಪಲಿನವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಸೈನಿಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಚರಣೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಈ ಮಹತ್ ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಅವನ ಶಾಸನಗಳು ಗೋವಿಂದನ ಯುದ್ಧದ ಮದ್ದಾನೆಗಳು ಗಂಗಾ ನದಿಯ ಪುಣ್ಯ ತೀರ್ಥದ ರುಚಿ ನೋಡಿದವು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ತುಂಬ ಮನೋಹರವಾಗಿ ಅವು ವರ್ಣಿಸಿದವೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಅಮೋಘವರ್ಷ ನೃಪತುಂಗ. ಅಮೋಘವರ್ಷ ನೃಪತುಂಗ 3ನೇ ಗೋವಿಂದನ ಮಗನಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಪಟ್ಟಾಭಿಷೇಕವಾದಾಗ ಇವನಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ? ಇನ್ನು ಬರೀ 14 ವರ್ಷದ ತರುಣನಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 60 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಸ್ವತಃ ಇವನು ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸನಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಶ್ರೀ ವಿಜಯ ಅವನ ಆಸ್ಥಾನ ಕವಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಸ್ಥಾನದ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸನಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಮೋಘವರ್ಷ ನೃಪತುಂಗ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಇಷ್ಟವಾದ ಸಂಗತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಜೆಗಳ ಕ್ಷೇಮವನ್ನು ಅವನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಅವನು ಮಾನ್ಯಖೇಟ ಪಟ್ಟಣವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ರಾಜಧಾನಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಕಾಲದ ವಿಶ್ವದ 4 ವಿಶಾಲ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವು ಒಂದಾಗಿತ್ತೆಂದು ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ? ಅರಬ್ ಪ್ರವಾಸಿಗ ಸುಲೈಮಾನ್ ಬಣ್ಣಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ನೋಡೋದಾದರೆ 3ನೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಭಾರತದ ರಾಜಕೀಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಗ್ರಸ್ಥಾನವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಕೃಷ್ಣನು ಚೋಳರನ್ನು ಪರಾಜಯಗೊಳಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ರಾಮೇಶ್ವರದವರೆಗೂ ತನ್ನ ಸೈನ್ಯದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಜಯಭೇರಿಯನ್ನು ಅವನು ಬಾರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ವಿಜಯದ ನೆನಪಿಗಾಗಿ ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಜಯಸ್ತಂಭವಾದ ದೇವಾಲಯವನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಈತನು ಪಾಂಡ್ಯ ಚೇರರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸೋಲಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಸಿಂಹಳದ ಅರಸನಿಂದ ಕಪ್ಪ ಸಂಗ್ರಹವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, 3ನೇ ಗೋವಿಂದನಂತೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ದಂಡಯಾತ್ರೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಕವಿ ಪೊನ್ನನು ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಆಶ್ರಯವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಿರ್ತಾನೆ. 3ನೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ನಂತರ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅವನತಿ ಹೊಂದಲಾರಂಭಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಧರ್ಮ. ಇವರು ಯಾವ ಧರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಅನುಸರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರು ವೈದಿಕರಾಗಿದ್ದು ಶೈವ ಮತ್ತು ವೈಷ್ಣವ ಮತಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರು ಅನುಸರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟ ದೊರೆಗಳು ಕನ್ಹೇರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೌದ್ಧ ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ದಾನವನ್ನು ನೀಡಿರುವ ಕುರಿತು ಶಾಸನಗಳು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತವೆ. ಜೈನ ಧರ್ಮವು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನಪ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಮೋಘ ವರ್ಷ ಜೈನ ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಅಪಾರ ಉತ್ತೇಜನ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹವನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅರಬ್ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ವೃದ್ಧಿಸಿದ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಇಸ್ಲಾಂ ಧರ್ಮವು ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕರಾವಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಪ್ರಿಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಆಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ನೇಮಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಧರ್ಮ ಸಮನ್ವಯ, ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಸಹಿಷ್ಣುತೆಯನ್ನು ಉಳ್ಳವರಂಥ ರಾಜರು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರ ಅರಸರು ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಚಾಲುಕ್ಯಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ. ಚಾಲುಕ್ಯಾಸ್ Chalukyas of Kalyana. After the decline of Rashtrakutas, the Chalukyas again gained power and made Basava Kalyana near Bidar their capital. It means Basava Kalyana was the capital of Kalyana Chalukyas. After the Rashtrakutas, what happened in South India, children? Again the Chalukyas gained power and made capital Basava Kalyana near Bidar made their capital. Okay, because of this they are called Kalyana Chalukyas. When they made Basava Kalyana capital, that's why later they are called Kalyana Chalukyas. Tailapa II is the first king of this dynasty. Who is the first king of this dynasty? Tailapa II is the first king of this dynasty. Okay, Vikramaditya IV is the famous king of Kalyana Chalukyas. Now Vikramaditya IV, okay, he was the famous king of this dynasty. He ruled for a long time. Who ruled for a long time? Vikramaditya ruled for a long time and the Chalukya empire progressed during his period. Okay, he started Chalukya, Vikramaditya IV, he started Chalukya, Vikramashake in memory of his power. He gave shelter to many scholars. One of them was Pandit Bilhana. He wrote Vikramanka Deva Charita. Who wrote this, children? Pandit Bilhana. He was the court poet. He was sheltered in Vikramaditya IV. Okay, Vikramaditya IV sheltered Pandit Bilhana, who he wrote Vikramanka Charita. Okay, Pandit Bilhana, he wrote Vikramanka Deva Charita. Okay, he is the biography. This is the biography of Vikramaditya. Once again listen here, children. Vikramaditya IV sheltered Pandit Bilhana. Bilhana wrote Vikramanka Deva Charita. This is the biography of This is the biography of Vikramaditya IV. Vijnaneshwara was another famous scholar. He wrote Mitakshara Samhite. Vijnaneshwara wrote Mitakshara Samhite. This gives description about Hindu law system. Which gives, children? Mitakshara Samhite. Who wrote this? Vijnaneshwara wrote Mitakshara Samhite. Next we see here Someshwara III. He was the son of Vikramaditya. After the Vikramaditya, who became the king of this dynasty? Someshwara III. He was interested in literature and arts. He wrote a famous Sanskrit encyclopedia called Manollasa. Manollasa, who wrote this, children? Someshwara III. He wrote famous Sanskrit encyclopedia called Manollasa. Encyclopedia means what, children? A book which gives information systematically about all issues of general knowledge. It is called encyclopedia. Okay, encyclopedia called Manollasa. Who wrote Manollasa? Someshwara III wrote encyclopedia Manollasa. In which language? In Sanskrit. Sanskrit encyclopedia called Manollasa. It deals with different aspects of life. As Someshwara was a great scholar, and he was called Sarvagna Chakravarti. Who was called Sarvagna Chakravarti? Someshwara was called Sarvagna Chakravarti. But during his time, the size of kingdom got reduced. Okay. And then we see here literature. Kannada literature was encouraged much by Kalyana Chalukyas. They encouraged literature. Okay, the Kalyana Chalukyas rulers, they encouraged Kannada literature. Okay, Ranna, who had the title Kavi Chakravarti. Ranna, he had the title Kavi Chakravarti. Okay, he wrote Sahasa Bhima Vijaya. Ranna wrote Sahasa Bhima Vijaya or Gada Yuddha. Okay, Pampa, Ponna and Ranna. Pampa, Ponna and Ranna. Pampa, Ponna and Ranna are called Ratnatrayas. They are called Ratnatrayas. Ratnatrayas means what, children? 3 diamonds of Kannada literature. Who are called Ratnatrayas of Kannada literature? Pampa, Ponna and Ranna. They are called Ratnatrayas of Kannada literature. Ratnatrayas means what? 3 diamonds of Kannada literature. Okay. Next we see here Vachana literature is the special contribution of Kalyana Chalukyas. Vachanakaras wrote Vachanas in very simple common people language, very simple Kannada. They wrote in simple Kannada. For example, Vachanakaras, Jedara Dasimaya, Basavanna, Allama Prabhu, Akka Mahadevi, Channa Basavanna, and then Siddharama, Madivada, Machaya, Sule, Sankava were the famous Vachanakaras during that period. Next we study about architecture. Lakkundi, Itagi, Bagali, Bandalike, Belagavi were the architecture centers of Kalyana Chalukyas. Okay, they were also centers of fine arts. Mahadeva temple of Itagi, it is the best example of Kalyana Chalukyas. Okay, architecture. One of the inscriptions says that it is the emperor of temples. Okay, which is the emperor of temple, Mahadeva temple of Itagi. It is the best example of Kalyana Chalukyas literature, and then it is the emperor of temples. It is the emperor of temples. The architecture of Kalyana Chalukyas influenced Hoysala architecture also. Okay. Next we study about Hoysalas. Hoysalas. Okay. Hoysalas ruled vast empire including South Karnataka and Tamil Nadu for more than 3 centuries. Okay. It is beginning Belur and later Dwarasamudra were their capital. First capital is Beluru and then Dwarasamudra were their capitals. Belur and Dwarasamudra were their capitals of Hoysalas. Okay. Who was the founder of this dynasty? Sada. Sada was the founder of Hoysala dynasty. Which were the capitals of this dynasty? Belur and Dwarasamudra were the capitals of Hoysala dynasty. Sada killing a tiger is the royal emblem of this dynasty. Emblem of Hoysalas. Among Hoysalas, Vishnuvardhana and Ballala III are famous kings of this dynasty. Vishnuvardhana, he was a very famous king of this dynasty. He defeated Cholas and Pandyas and conquered their regions. Okay, he captured their regions. He was a Jain but later accepted Sri Vaishnava sect. Okay, his queen Shantala continued to be in Jain religion. Okay, he accepted Sri Vaishnava but his queen continued to be in Jain religion. She was famous as Natya Saraswati. Who was famous as Natya Saraswati, children? Shantala. Whose queen she? Sri Vishnuvardhana. Okay. Vishnuvardhana, his queen Shantala continued to be in Jain religion, and then she was famous as Natya Saraswati. Vishnuvardhana, who had tolerance towards religion, encouraged both Shaiva and Jaina religions. Okay, it shows us he had the religious tolerance. Next we see Ballala III. He was the last famous king of Hoysala dynasty. He ruled for 50 years. How many years he ruled, children? 50 years ruled. During his period, sultans of Delhi attacked southern states very often. Again and again they attacked. They destroyed the temples and looted the wealth. Because of their attacks, what happened? Many famous dynasties of South India, including Hoysalas, also disappeared. Okay, Ballala III, to face this disaster alone, the Sultan of Madurai, who was the representative of the Delhi Sultans, increased his cruelty. Ballala was old but still continued to fight with sultans. He was killed by Sultan. Okay, Ballala III, he was killed by Sultan. After him, his son Ballala IV came to power but died very soon. Thus, Hoysala dynasty ended 670 years ago. Now we study about architecture of Hoysala dynasty. The contribution of Hoysala to architecture and sculpture incomparable. Okay, Hoysala temples are famous for fine carvings. The common features of these temples are they are built on a star-shaped basement. They built the temples on a star-shaped basement. The Navarang pillars inside the temple are very smooth. On the outside wall of the temple, episodes of mythology are depicted. The famous temples of Hoysala are Hoysaleshwara of Halebeedu, Channakeshwara of Beluru, Keshava of Somanathapura are very important. Yes, Vishnuvardhana built the most attractive Channakeshwara temple in memory of his victory over Cholas. The sculptures who built it are Dasoja of Balligavi and Nadoja of Gadag. The Salabanjiks are Madanikes are very attractive. Keshava temple of Somanathapura is also very beautiful and very attractive. Kuempu has written a poem, Bagiluvalu Kai Mugidu. In its praise, he says that the temple is not only a temple, it is a web of art. Hence, a traveler enter it with folded hands at the entrance. Next we see here literature. Janna, Harihara and Raghavanka are the famous poets of Hoysala period. They were the famous poets of Hoysala period. Who children? Janna, Harihara and Raghavanka. Janna wrote Yashodhara Charite. Who wrote Yashodhara Charite? Janna. Janna, he was a poet. He wrote Yashodhara Charite. Harihara wrote Girija Kalyana and Raghavanka wrote Harishchandra Kavya. Okay, Harihara started a new form of poetry. It is called Ragale. Andai wrote Kabbigara Kavya in pure Kannada. Okay, Ragale means a form of poem, children. Salabanjike or Madinike means the feminine statues arranged as decorative pillars. Decorative pillars. Okay. Thank you, children. Thank you, children.